The rumors of a state-of-the-art Apple car have been around for over 10 years now, and during that time, tons of info has leaked. Info about how the car will look and what cutting-edge features it will hold. Do you want to learn what Apple's government-filed patents revealed about this electric car, and what the likely price and launch date will be? Well, by the end of this video, you'll know all the cool features that are likely to be in the Apple car, when and if it will launch, and around for what price.
Rumor, an Apple car.
Apple car. Self-driving electric car. Apple car. This is really all over the wires.
It all started in 2014 when news leaked that Apple was recruiting engineers to work on a secret car project called Titan. Apple was spending hundreds of millions of dollars a year on what Tim Cook called the mother of all AI projects. The project was shrouded in secrecy, and even the Apple employees were told to turn their badges around when they entered certain buildings. This was one of the biggest projects in the history of Apple. Initially, the project had hundreds of employees working on it. Many of them were poached from Tesla. Apple offered bonuses of up to $250,000 and 60% pay raises to attract Tesla employees to make the switch to Apple. Even though this project is more secret than how the universe came into existence, there are ways to find out the details of this confidential car project. Most notably, Apple had to file patents with the United States government. And in those patents, we find some really interesting inventions that Apple might incorporate into their car. But before we get into those patent details, let's go over a few specifics that are public knowledge. One is that Tim Cook, in an interview in 2021, was quoted as saying, "The autonomy itself is a core technology in my view. If you sort of take a step back, the car, in a lot of ways, is a robot. And so there's lots of things you can do with autonomy." Cook focuses on the word autonomy in this podcast, and that's revealing. According to Bloomberg, Apple's initial goal was a level 5 fully autonomous car. That means the car can fully drive itself without human assistance. That would be a huge accomplishment considering Tesla's cars are considered level 2 and more of a driver-assisted car than an autonomous one. If Apple could pull off a fully autonomous car, there would be no need for a steering wheel or gas pedal. That's crazy to even think about. You could literally put your living room on wheels and just relax while heading to the store. Now let's get into the patents and see what those reveal about the Apple car. Here's a patent that includes the design of an Apple car within the patent itself. Now, this by no means reveals what the car is going to look like, but it can give you a clue on how Apple envisions the layout and utility of the vehicle. You can see that it's possible that the Apple car might actually be more like an Apple van. If you look at the bottom right picture, you can see that the seats, presumably in the back, are facing each other, which is a huge divergence from the modern day car. Again, don't conclude too much from these pictures, but one thing you could take away is that the design will be very minimalist and modern, just like the Apple's iPhone. Next up, holographic images on interior windows within the car. Imagine you're riding in the back seat in Las Vegas in the summertime. You're super hot and need to crank up the AC. Well, all you have to do in the Apple car is press a holographic touchscreen on your interior window, and voila, the cold air starts jetting out the vents. And this can potentially be used for all the controls within the car and replace the traditional car dashboard as we know it. Let's see how it might work in this clip.
You have a display unit, which would be a laser system, for example, on the bottom inside the door. And then the door itself here is curved and the window glass has holographic elements in it. And the laser light shoots up, hits the glass, and then is bounced off the glass towards your eye. Now this little thing here in the middle, that's apparently the viewer with just a very oddly shaped head and a single eye. I tend to think that looks more like one of our friends from history, Gort, if you remember him.
Next up, this patent describes the use of AR glasses being used within the Apple car. Imagine if you're a backseat passenger and you're tired of looking out the window and seeing the endless fields of corn on your cross-country trip. All you have to do is turn on your Apple AR glasses, and out of the window, you'll instantly see anything you'd like. Want to feel like you're in an airplane flying over New York City? No problem. Apple's got you. The VR glasses will project that scene onto the interior windows of the car and make it look like you're flying. Let's take a look at this clip to see how it works.
So let's say you're driving through San Francisco, you have your VR headset on, and you are seeing a street tour through London. The key thing about this is that the motions of the car that you're actually in are then synchronized to the simulated environment. So as you are going up hills in San Francisco, they would have hills in London. So this is a a synchronization of the real reality with the virtual reality.
Next up, Apple filed for a patent for using signal generators and sensors spread throughout the vehicle to help track down lost devices, such as an iPhone that slid underneath a seat. No more of those annoying days jamming your hand blindly under the driver's seat and through all that dirt to find your lost credit card. Next up, here's a patent for what's called an exterior lighting and warning system. This is a strip of lights incorporated into the exterior body of the car. It could do things like display warning information to surrounding cars or passengers. Imagine if you're backing up in your neighborhood filled with little kids running around. This exterior display could read out and speak, "Caution, caution, in reverse, stay back. Remember, safety first." So it's been since 2014 since this product has launched, and 10 years later, there's still no Apple car. Is this car actually going to launch? Well, that's the million-dollar question. Recent reports from Bloomberg suggest that Apple is ditching its car's fully autonomous Level 5 feature and making it a Level 2 driver-assisted car instead, a car that will perform more like Tesla's autopilot, meaning the car isn't going to drive itself. Human drivers will need to assist the car at all times. Bummer. On top of that, sources inside Apple are now saying the car won't launch until 2028. 4 more years of this madness. This is the biggest tease of the century. Not only that, but there's supposedly a lot of internal strife at Apple about this car project. And if they don't get it right and launch in 2028, the entire project could be scrapped. Let's hope it doesn't, because Apple always releases state-of-the-art hardware that impresses their customers. And if the Apple car does ever launch, it's rumored to sell for around $100,000. That's it for tonight. If you found this video interesting, please subscribe to this YouTube channel and my free AI email newsletter at fry-ai.com/subscribe. Have a great night. This is Ryan signing out. Take care.